أهلا بكم مشاهدينا. أنا كورين فرحات. تمازجت الألوان الموسيقية في معزوفات روني مالي إيمانا منه بدور الموسيقى في تخطي الحواجز وكسر القيود. روني الذي استهوته آلة العود فاحترفها عزف إلى جانب أبرز المغنيين مثل كاظم الساهر وتوني حنا، إلى جانب أعماله المسرحية والفنية يدرس ويقيم ورش عمل للموسيقى العربية في المدارس العامة ومختلف الجامعات في الولايات المتحدة بهدف التعريف على غنى الموسيقى العربية، ومن خلال المقامات يبرز الأوجه الثقافية في العالم العربي بهدف كسر الصور النمطية عن العرب.
I've been playing music all my life, but if you told me that I was going to be teaching and teaching music about my culture, I would have never even thought that. And now I realize, wow, there are people who are yearning to learn an alternative narrative to what is being broadcast on television today in mainstream media. It's very easy to be pummeled with words like terrorist, security, Muslim this or Islamist that, and then not realize that there is a whole other side to this culture besides what the media is conveying. I worked in the business world for a very long time and thought, well, how am I contributing? What am I using in my talents to contribute to humanity? And it wasn't until I started really teaching music that I realized that, wow, the impact of teaching somebody about my culture or any of the other cultures that I enjoy, it just seemed to be much more gratifying, much more satisfying to me. When it comes to Arabic language, Arabic music, I feel like it's a great focal point, a good starting point, especially for a lot of my students who are learning Arabic right now in schools. Through one song alone, they're able to actually access an entire civilization, an entire group of people, and realize that these are humans. These are people who listen to music just like us, who eat food just like us, who live and breathe just like us. There's good and bad in the world, but I think music is one of those things that is not only a universal access point, but also that allows us to view the other in a very human way.
I'm actually really impressed with our students. They're very open-minded. They were very open to learning a new style of music. There were certainly challenges, not because they rejected the style, but challenges because it's new. There was a different scale. There are some different, rhythmic components, but the students didn't reject it. They were very open and eager to learn a new style. Yeah, everyone ready? There's a whole different set of music theory and different rhythms and time signatures. So it's really been a big learning experience for my students. And I think it's been important because they don't just hear music from this other region as just something that's different and weird, but they start to understand it and understand how it's constructed and how to connect to it. And so there's certainly been a learning process for my students of approaching something that was very different and learning the tools to understand how the music works, where the emphasis is in the words, where the emphasis is in the meter and the rhythm.
And the whole intention behind it was to think very critically about the cultures from where this music comes from and the influence that it's had on people. And what's interesting is we chose a song called the Iraqi Peace Song, which has been arranged for choir. And in this piece, we used it as a catalyst to discuss things like, well, where is Iraq? What's happening in Iraq right now? What's happening in Syria right now? Actually, I've been working with a choir director, and it's different because I'm a musician and he's a musician. However, the thing that I'm bringing in this time is from my background in global music and performance studies. And I'm bringing in a cultural element while he's teaching choir. We paid a lot of attention to music and choir that came out of Andalusia, that eventually evolved into Bulgarian choir, Western music, etc.
Ronnie is just an incredible person to work with. He's brilliant, he's compassionate, that gets the students to be engaged and interested in what he has to share. He can both share the theory behind what we're learning, but also share personal experiences and put I think a human kind of touch to what we're doing. So it's not just something from a textbook, but there are real stories about friends or family members or his own past and cultural heritage. It's important that our students feel validated in their African American musical traditions, and I think there's a very similar parallel to learning music from another group of people that have too many negative stereotypes. Arabic-speaking people, people from the Middle East. And by learning a song that's in Arabic, that's from the Middle East, our students are learning to have empathy for others, they're learning to have compassion, and I think they're learning to not view them just as the other, but as people. The piece we've chosen is accessible and has some new and different elements to it, but also has some elements that are familiar, and it's a good bridge for our audience to hear music that's in Arabic, but also brings in some English text that explains the meaning of the song.
I believe that my students can now distinguish between what they see in the news about the Arabic language and Arabs in general and the Middle East and the cultural element and the cultural aspects of this culture.
أنا أعمل برنامج مسرحي مع راني اسمه Global Voices. البرنامج يعني هدفه التبادل الثقافي ما بين الطلاب الأمريكان والطلاب الدول العربية. كيف البرنامج بيمشي؟ إحنا بيكون عندي صفوف معينة، نختار صف معين ونعمل معه ونختار صف من الدول العربية وبنعمل بنعمل يعني زي فيسبوك جروب، ومن خلال هالفيسبوك جروب الطلاب بيتعرفوا على بعض من مثلا من لبنان ومن امريكا، ومن خلال الفيسبوك جروب يعني بيصيروا يسالوا اسئله على بعض، يعني حتى اسئله يعني احنا ان كنترول، بس هم بيسالوا اللي بدهم اياه.
هل فهمتوا عليهم؟
وكانوا الطلاب اللبنانيين يسالوا الطلاب الامريكيين عن الحياه في امريكا، والطلاب اللي في امريكا يسالوا الطلاب في لبنان عن الحياه في لبنان. وبعد ما يتعرفوا على بعض نختار موضوع معين، الطلاب يختارون ما بينهم البعض، يختارون موضوع معين ويكتبوا مسرحية يعني يكتبوا مسرحية باللغة العربية هون عشان اللغة العربية كلغة ثانية، وفي لبنان أو في المغرب يكتبون المسرحية باللغة الإنجليزية لأن اللغة الإنجليزية كلغة ثانية، ويصبح هناك تبادل بالمسرحيات. إحنا طلابنا بيمثلوا مسرحيتهم وطلابهم يمثلون مسرحيتنا.
Hard work should never be underestimated, nor should smart work as well. But it's important to be multilateral. Carnegie had once said, never mistaken the fact that you think that you're working with creatures of logic, because we are not creatures of logic. We are creatures of emotion. And we need to realize that and embrace that. Vulnerability is a very important aspect of being an artist, because the moment you feel that I'm going to overcome this fear and I'm going to risk putting myself out there, this is the music I did, I really feel deeply about it. This is the play I wrote, I really feel deeply about it. And I hope the sincerity of that comes across to some people. The mark I want to leave on the world is that I lived a true life, that I left a legacy of I did what I wanted to do. And if that in itself is an inspiration to people, then that's the greatest reward I can get.
مشاهدينا أشكركم على المتابعة. أنا كودين فرحات أودعكم. راسلوني على إيميل البرنامج المجلة@الحرة.com وتابعونا على صفحة البرنامج على الفيسبوك المجلة شو، وبلاقيكم الأسبوع المقبل بنفس الموعد.